police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all in all. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail titled, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
That was a press conference being held by a sheriff in Florida who decided to make some serious warning to those participating in the No Kings protest. He is right to warn them not to break the law, that there are consequences to breaking the law, and that they would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I understand that. But when you start making remarks about if you block a car and one of our citizens can't get through traffic and you block traffic, you might get ran over and drugged to the other side of the road. When you went further, Mr. Sheriff, to make remarks stating that if you pick up a rock, I understand that, that's a violation of the law. But then if you point a weapon at one of our officers, we'll kill you and you'll be graveyard dead. If you break the law in this parameter, one of our big, beautiful dogs might bite you. Well, Mr. Sheriff, you ain't the only one got big, beautiful dogs, partner. See, this man is speaking language not of a sitting elected official that respects the law and respects people's right to protest. They have a constitutional right to do that. Don't break the law, but those type of threats. Let me talk directly to Mr. Potbelly Sheriff. You hillbilly redneck. You be very careful of what protesters you choose to play that game with. Because some of us know and have participated in armed protests. And so when you threaten somebody point a gun at one of your officers, you're going to kill him graveyard dead. Well, what happens when one of your officers prematurely point a gun at a protester, and that's illegal because they're not doing it? It's going to justify one of your deputies pointing a gun at them. Do we get to kill your deputy graveyard dead? What happens when one of your officers prematurely takes a nightstick and hits somebody or pepper spray somebody prematurely? Do the protesters get a right to take that same stick and whoop you across your head with it? Be careful with your threats, because you're not going to punctify some of us who hold protest. I wish you would try that in Texas.
You don't wish you would, and this goes to what we were just talking about.
I guarantee some of us got pit dogs. We got pit bulls.
I sat there
Some
in
of us got
silence.
pit bulls to deal with your damn German Shepherd.
MashaAllah to all my black people, my black family, my black mother, my friends, my associates, and even my enemies. The White House, in the beginning, when that house was first built, it was called the White People's House. This white boy, as my brother Quanell X said, we got pit bulls too. We got dogs. My brothers start bringing the dogs to any protest if they want to play that game. Now, don't fault me for how I'm talking when this man stood right there on that podium and made several threats. And he wasn't talking about white people. White people don't harm white people unless a white person step out and show aggressive towards these white officers. They are not going to touch these white people. So who other race could they be talking about? The Hispanics, the South Americans, the blacks, the Puerto Ricans, the Haitians, anybody other than one of theirs. That's who he talking about. They know we are the most superior people in this earth. We are the strongest. We was always taught we was inferior to a certain race, and they were superior. White supremacy. In this country, we have been brainwashed to think like the people who wrote the laws, who wrote the rules, who put the words in the textbook, who put the words in the Bible. We have been programmed to think through their vision. They tell us that gay people, that is a learned activity to make them act gay. That lawmaker who was in authority of brainwashing you went down with that type of activity. Sex, it is a learned activity. Some people become good at it. Some people become great at it. Some people become porn stars. Everything is learned, my people. You want to sit here and throw these threats out and tell your boys to put the big, beautiful dogs on us. Anybody who out here protesting, stay vigilant. Stay peaceful if that's what y'all want to do. Be loud. Be more boisterous when you out here. Stop running around hollering about no justice, no peace. Use some different type of language instead of this regular language that this devil is used to. That's kind of like these pastors. They thinking that they gonna change the world by broadcasting the ones who are oppressing them doctoring. You're not gonna change it. They okay with these pastors running around here thinking they gonna save somebody with the stuff that they gave them. Church people are going in these churches thinking about stuff that's gonna happen after they leave here. They're not concerned about what's going on this earth. If they were, they would take up their cross and come up out of these pulpits and come out here on these front lines and come out here where we at in the real fight. The real fight is outside of those church walls. The real fight is outside of those schoolhouses. The slaves had to solve their own slavery problem. The only way we gonna solve our problem that we don't like in this world and this unfair system that we are dealing with right now, we have to solve it ourselves. Some would ask, how would we solve it? Just as my heroes, Denmark Vesey, Nate Turner, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that is, Malcolm X, Minister Louis Farrakhan, James Small, Ray Hagins, Dr. Khaled Muhammad. Just like those people right there, this is what we have to do. We have to break away from this doctrine, fully break away, and cut our own path. Go and do our own research, come up with our own ideas. This is one of the problems that we have. We are still stuck on their research. What they have researched and found, we are believing in what they have found. And we thinking that that is the way to go. That list of men and women should be a prime example how we can make change. Change is you have to be opposite of this, whatever is oppressing you, whatever is going on. You have to think opposite. You cannot think along with the person who are oppressing you. It's not going to affect him. That'll be just like you going to hell and you thinking with the devil, thinking you going to get out of the hell. If you thinking with how the devil run in hell, then you are going to be still stuck in his hell or her hell or it hell or whatever going on. I'm not telling anybody to go out here and cause any kind of violence. Violence begot violence. They got more guns, they got more authority, they got more power, they got the laws is on their side. So they got an advantage when it come down to violence. We don't need that kind of stuff going on out here in these streets. My mentor, Malcolm X, he walked this earth 39 years. Back in the 40s, the 50s, in the early 60s. This man walked around this solid white country and ran his mouth. It was a brilliant genius for us, but it was a slur to those white deviants who was running this country. He ran his mouth from the 40s after he got out of prison all the way till they shot him at that Audubon Theater. Me and Malcolm, we are both Tauruses. He was born on the 19th of May, and I was born on the 25th of April. So that makes both of us a Taurus, the bull. So my brothers and sisters, listen more to people like Malcolm X, James Small. He's one of the most underrated, unrecognized, brilliantest people I've ever heard. James Small was in a different league than Malcolm and Dr. Khaled Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught and he ruled with privacy. He didn't want a lot of people in his business and knowing what he was doing. James Small, he didn't have a whole crowd of people around him like Malcolm and Dr. Khaled Muhammad. And of course, you know Elijah Muhammad, he had a flock around him. You couldn't even hardly see that little man. James Small walked around by himself. Him and his wife, his kids, whatever, he lived a regular life. But he had just as much knowledge in his mind of history as Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and Dr. Khaled, and Louis Farrakhan. Ray Nagin, too. Ray Nagin is one of those ex-pastors where he was taught how to sham people for money and beg for money. I think he do a little bit of too much of that. For me, I don't think you have to ask people for money. Everybody know how the world go. Those evangelists, Reverend Ike and all them back in the day when they were doing all these so-called miracle healings and all this stuff to get people out of money, they trained everybody on donations. So everybody know about donations. It is trained in everybody's mind. Mr. Ray Hagan, Roland Martin. If somebody sees something in you, they have been trained to get their wallets out and start making donations to you. You have to bring it to get it. You don't just sit around and just ask for it and think they're going to send it to you. My brothers and sisters, I will leave that right there. I wasn't planning on getting on this microphone, but I had to get on this microphone when I ran across that tape of that white boy down there in Volusia, Florida. That was so bold, and that was so bold of him to sit there and tell us they got big, beautiful dogs that's going to bite the hell out of us. It hurts, people. I have been bitten by one. And that dog have powerful jaws. Very powerful jaws. You know, dogs is just like cats and lions and tigers. They have to have real powerful jaws to devour and rip meat off their meals. This white boy had a nerve to say, you can be bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs. And if you point a gun at us, he said, we will kill you if you point a gun at us.
Police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all in all. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail titled because we're going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Now, I want everybody to watch. Every protest that you see, you will see these cops pointing guns at people. But I can go on all day long preaching to the choir. The bottom line, my brothers and sisters, we have to get away from going along with this system. Let's back up. Let's stop. Let's turn around and let them run their system by themselves. They cannot do it by themselves. They have to have help, my people. Without help, they cannot rule. It's more of us than it is them. We just have to find the will to want to change this world for us. We could take this world back over ourselves, like it were back in the day when the people ran the earth. Not somebody sitting up in this white people house running around want to play like he's a king. He want a military parade. That's not how we change this world, people. I get so sick and tired of these people running around on these TVs talking about change the world with an act of kindness. Kindness is not going to change this world. We have to totally separate from all of their power. And all of their power lies in Washington, in their religion, and in their jobs. That's their Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Their Father is sitting up there in that white people's house. The Son in these churches. And the Holy Spirit is in these jobs. Because everybody know without that job, your spirit is not going to thrive. With that job, your spirit just flourish because you know you got something to look forward to. That is the key, my brothers and sisters. Let's shut everything down from power. Let's put the power in our hand. If I had one wish that I could change this world with, but it can't be monetary or it can't be pleasure. All the employees, all the maids, firemen, all the school teachers, sanitation workers, everybody who makes this country ticks, and everyone who works for these people, and everyone who go worship their religion to stop immediately. I hope you got that. I would wish that they would stop immediately. That would be a universal power move. And then we could regain our world back. We're not going to never regain this world going along with the enemy. I will leave it right there, my brothers and sisters. I hope anyone who heard this gets the message.